education, improving education, what would you specifically support to improve education?
Well, first off, I believe that the Department of Education needs to be restructured. And my point there, I think the state needs to handle that. They are much closer to the issue. They can provide the proper oversight, the innovations, and the cost effectiveness. Yes, sir.
What about the Department of Energy?
Same thing there. Now, again, we need to be energy independent, period. I believe that we must drill, not only up in Alaska, the continental shelf, Marcellus Shale. We need to do it safely and responsibly. And I believe that we need to also look at all these other alternative forms of energy that we're just throwing money away. They need to be eliminated. We do not need to be on foreign oil. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of entitlement reform do you support?
And thank you for that question. That's one I get quite frequently, for obvious reasons. That too, federal government needs to get out of that business. That is a state issue. There needs to be a vision provided. That's what people need. People need a vision for self-reliance. Mm-hmm. And that's what the state needs to do. That's what the states have done before, and were successful until the federal government got in that business. Yes, sir.
What would you do about illegal immigration, people just running across our border? Would you seal that border and stop that? Because those people are destroying this country. They are just sucking the money out of our treasury. It is unbelievable.
Two things. Got to secure the border, got to enforce the law. We got enough laws on the books. We don't need more. We need action.
Right.
Yes, sir.
I was just going to say about the immigration services. You answer that.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of health care reform do you support?
Boy, if that's not a loaded question. Look, we have to, when I'm elected, repeal Obama health care.
Saying that if Obamacare comes into play, that they will lose 43,000 health care jobs.
I would not doubt that. That's just bad from the beginning. Yes, ma'am.
What, in regards to repealing Obamacare, what would you support for creating competition within healthcare and lowering prices?
Well, right off the bat, I again think that this is a state issue. I think the people need to decide. But you need to have a free market environment so that people can make a choice. And it needs, again, to be the people's choice. It's an individual choice, not big government. We need less government. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, again, with regard to illegal immigration, what would be your position on the 12 to possibly 20 million illegals who are here? Do you support any form of amnesty?
No. Yes, sir.
I heard Rick Perry say that his state teaches creation and evolution in the classroom, and where would you stand on that? If they come up with a vote that creation and evolution can be taught.
As you know, that again is a state issue, and I believe that the state legislature needs to table that, and based off of the vote, then obviously it's either accepted or not. Based off of that, then I would form my position based on what's being said. Yes, ma'am.
At this point in the Republican presidential candidates, who do you support and why?
I watched the debates last night, and I think, like many of us, wide open. I've not seen anyone stand out any more than the others. I'm very interested in all of them, some more so than others. I was talking to Randy here, because he asked me what I thought about Rick Perry, and I said I read his book, thought his book was pretty good, but I still want to see some more. It's very early, and I thought a lot of the candidates said a lot of the same things, so I'm looking for more definition. Yes, ma'am.
What do you feel the Tea Party has brought to the political arena?
I think all of the groups, to include the Tea Party, have brought a lot of goodness, not only to the issues, but also from an awareness standpoint. And they are people just like us. They're concerned citizens who are concerned about their country, unlike what the left says about them. I find that we have a lot of common ground, and we can have productive discussions, and we've had so, throughout my 62 days that I've been campaigning. Yes, sir.
Have you attended any Tea Party activities? Did you go to the mall?
I did not go to the mall, but I have been interviewed by the Tea Party. In fact, it's the Southwest Tea Party. And you can go online and check them out and see my scores. Obviously, that's part of the process before you can go to Tea Party events. They asked me to interview. I said yes. They did so. They scored me, and you can go online and see, and you'll see that I maxed my scores. Yes, ma'am.
John, it just seems to me that the problems we have are kind of like an onion. They're layer on layer on layer, and there's a maneuver we do on the computer. When it starts acting goofy, it says, do you want to do a system restore? Which deletes some of the junk that kind of crept up on your computer and takes it back to where it was when you started out. Like, we need to do layer after layer after layer after layer. Where we are today didn't happen just with Obama. It's been creeping up on us for the last 80 years in one form or another. Little bit by little bit by little bit, our rights have been taken away. I mean, every time I have to open a bottle that has a safety cap, because the government says we have to have child-proof caps on medications. What's the government doing telling us that?
You have to ask your grandchildren those.
Good question.
I have no grandchildren. I didn't reproduce.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at this, and I know exactly what you're saying. This is big government overreach, and that has to stop. Yes, sir.
In our government, at least the way it's supposed to be, my understanding, Congress is supposed to write laws, and yet Congress is either, in some way, has delegated that responsibility to the executive branch of government. So we have all these agencies now writing laws, writing rules, and those rules are actually in contradiction with each other. I mean, it's becoming impossible for people to make a living as a result of it. It's cutting down businesses. I mean, the work I do. I mean, I'm either in conflict with the EPA or with OSHA. No matter what I do with it, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, and that's a great point, and I appreciate you bringing that up. We had a discussion with a medium-sized business today over in Carlisle, and that was exactly what that gentleman brought up, was the burdensome regulations that stifle businesses, that stifles job creation. It drives up taxes. It has a ripple effect. Higher taxes obviously stifle investment, stifles job growth, lowers the standard of living.
But I mean, Congress's responsibility is, sure they can get help from advisors, I guess, in drafting laws. I suppose you need laws on some of these things. You wouldn't have to need a Congress otherwise. But they've just given it lock, stock, and barrel.